Hello students, how are you? I hope that all of you are doing great and fantastically preparing for your upcoming exam, that is NEST 2025, which is, by the way, going to happen very soon, 22nd of the June. I know that at this end moment it is quite obvious to be confused and nervous, especially when we are unaware about the strategy that we should follow and the topics per subject that we should be focusing on, right, in order to get the best result in the examination. I know that all of you are being anxious about the same thing, and in this video I am going to resolve all the problems that basically are haunting you regarding the strategies and the topics that you should focus for the chemistry section of NEST 2025. My name is Parth Kumar Singh, and in this video I am going to clear that confusion of yours, and I will give you a perspective that how can you make your NEST 2025 the best exam of your year. Now, we should be focusing first of all onto the topics that we should be taking care of pretty much. As we can see, there's a very beautiful and nice trend analysis for the subject of chemistry for NEST examination, and the data that we have collected is basically reliable, and we have taken the data from 2017 and onwards. The reason that we have not taken the data beyond it is basically as long as you increase the number of years, you get a relatively ambiguous data, because the trend keeps on changing, right, year by year, right? So this particular data from 2017 to 2024 will give you a pretty much good idea as to which topics we must study. So basically this PDF will be provided to you anyhow. By the way, this trend analysis we have taken from our book that we have just published for NEST and IAT, right? I know that you guys know it, or maybe I hope that you should know about it, right? So basically you can see the trend analysis and you can just take the screenshot of it. And yeah, in this particular trend analysis, the chapters basically that were usually asked before 2023 or till 2023 are also included. For example, metallurgy, gaseous state, surface chemistry, solid state, etc., and in inorganic hydrogen and mean group chemistry, which are now not the part of the syllabus. First of all, make it very clear that the syllabus that NEST exam is going to ask to you is basically exactly similar to that of the rationalized syllabus of the NCERT, right? Now, starting in the physical portion, we can talk about the atomic structure, thermodynamics and equilibrium. These three chapters are the one that basically one that is focusing on IAT usually do not take care much about it, and this is where the game changes, because in NEST these three chapters are must to do, right? So I would highly recommend every student that please focus on these three chapters in a great detail, because they are surely going to ask questions from this. As you can see that last year 2 questions from basically equilibrium came directly, thermodynamics and equilibrium as well as came in just one session, that is session 2 of 2024. So you can see the increasing difficulty of the exam paves the way for the chapters that have the entire depth of difficulty, right? And in similar way, in inorganic chemistry, please do not make a mistake of leaving coordination chemistry, because this is going to compensate the weightage of the inorganic chemistry portion that was eliminated by the removal of main group chemistry, right? So just giving you a trend analysis that you can obviously study yourself and make a quite decent conclusion as to which chapter is important, seeing the past trends. But it's my add-on advice that I am saying that for physical chemistry, atomic, thermo and equilibrium is a must to give effort chapter, and in inorganic, coordination chemistry is very important for you to study in great detail, right? And in organic chemistry, everything is important, whatever is there. Just remember that polymer chemistry is not a part of the syllabus now, right? Now the thing is that obviously we can take a look on this trend analysis. We can figure out by seeing the previous year question papers that which chapter is important, which topic is important. But the main thing is that what mistakes students are doing at this last moment. First, they are thinking that this NEST exam is exactly similar to all the exams which require you to solve as much questions as possible. So this is the myth that I am going to bust. Now, see, NEST is an exam that basically checks your knowledge to extent that you cannot imagine, right? So basically, if they are saying, if they are basically asking a question from atomic structure, they will ask the question from the same syllabus of the NCERT, but to a depth that you will never imagine, right? And in a way that will be extremely confusing. I'm not just terrifying you, I'm just giving you a glimpse of the NEST examination. It is very much important that you should know that what you are targeting, what you have not to target, right? So your target not should be to score 20 questions out of 20, rather your target should be to score 10 to 12 questions per subject, right? Your best of 3, obviously 10 to 12 subjects in your best of 3, so that you could make a decent score and get enrolled in your NISER or CVS as your dream institution, right? Now remember that how to practice that. For that, you need to basically give mock tests, you have to give you have to basically solve previous year question papers in that same time range, and make sure that this becomes your habit before the examination, that as soon as I see the paper, and just before starting the paper I just go through the entire section and quickly analyze that out of these 20 questions I should get 10 to 12 questions that I have studied personally in a great detail, and those 10 to 12 questions are going to be from the topics that you will basically decide on the basis of this trend analysis, right? So once you are able to figure out that these are the 12 questions in this paper that I will do, that I will give my time on, invest your time on those 12 questions and make sure that you understand those questions in a great detail. You basically read line by line and you make the situations even in a drawing format if needed, because most of the questions that they will ask from chapters like thermodynamics and equilibrium will involve vessels, multiple vessels, right? That needs you to basically draw onto the paper so that you could get a better picture of the situation or the system itself, right? So that you could be able to answer the question correctly. One thing is that basically it is a good thing that past 2023 or 24 basically there was a separate section of MSQ questions which is now eliminated. So now a good thing is that you will only have to answer MCQ questions. So this is my second advice, that as soon as you are confirmed of the answer, out of 4 given options, you are pretty much sure that this is the correct statement and they are asking you about the correct statement, then there's no need to analyze the wrong options and basically give reasoning for each of them. Just tick the correct one that you are extremely sure of and just move ahead. Okay, it will save a lot of your time and your energy and the effort that you can later on put on some other question that needs it or requires it. So remember that advice number 1 was, do not target 20 out of 20. Instead, target 12-13 questions. Suppose you are extremely good at it, target at least 15 maximum, and if you are not good at it, target at least 10. So your range should be 10 to 15 and try solving those questions very diligently. Now the second advice was that I will take care that I will, as soon as I get an idea about the correct option or the incorrect one which is asked, I will not spend any further time analyzing the other options, because they will just give you a heck, right? And you will be confused, because the options that are not the part of the answer will be extremely confusing at times. But yeah, there's a disclaimer that this advice works only when you are extremely 101% sure that this is the correct answer, right? Now moving to the third and the last advice, that this is the trend analysis in front of you that says that okay, among physical chemistry there are few chapters, basically let's say chemical kinetics, electro solution, equilibrium, thermo, atomic, and some basic concept of chemistry. These are the chapters, let's say, of physical chemistry that are a part of the syllabus. And I told you that atomic, thermodynamic, and equilibrium are extremely important. It doesn't mean that you do not give importance to solution, electrochemistry, and chemical kinetics. This is the third point, that this time of 10, 12, 15 days requires you to revise again and again and to study in detail those topics again and again which you are comfortable with. What I just said, that in physical chemistry, thermo, atomic, and equilibrium in inorganic coordination are extremely important, because people who give IAT usually do not focus on these. That is why I added these chapters. But it does not mean that if you have a great command over chemical kinetics, you just leave it and put your entire focus on something that you are not really comfortable, right? So remember that this 10, 12, 15 days, whatever time you are having, spend that time in basically, giving strength to those topics which you are most comfortable at, right? And make sure that those topics are of some relevancy, seeing the trend analysis. This should be your direction to proceed, right? So there's a very beautiful quote of Abraham Lincoln that I just basically read somewhere, that if I had to be given 5 hours for cutting a tree, I will spend the initial 4 hours in sharpening my axe. So this is the strategy that you have to follow if you want to really qualify NEST examination. Trust me, it is difficult level examination, and if you want to qualify it, you need to be very, very specific about the strategy. And to sum up, the strategy is, first of all, analyze this table on your own and see what are the topics that are of some relevancy, good relevancy, and among those, what are the topics that you are most comfortable at. Revise again and again those topics, make sure that you are extremely strong in those topics, and try solving the PYQs, try solving the mock tests if you are affiliated with any of the organizations, right? In the similar pattern that you are targeting 10, 12, 14 questions in every section, and making sure that I basically complete these questions very, very positively, and there's no sort of negative marking in the examination, right? And with this strategy, I hope that your confusion will be a little bit, at least will be lowered, right? And in exam you can perform with a better confidence, and there are more chances that you will end up getting a good result in this upcoming exam of NEST 2025. By the way, if you are having any problem, and if you want to discuss anything, if you are having any sort of problem, you can either basically let us know in the comment section, or you can basically contact to our support team, whose contact detail are already mentioned in the pin section, right? And yes, if you want to prepare with us, then you can either join our mock test series or everything series that are already live. So yeah, all the best. See you in your dream institute.